So we're here with the first ever Lucha Lounge interview. We have Lulu La Reina. My name's Battle. So Lulu, there's a lot that's been going on in Wrestle League. You know, they're getting bigger in the city. I wanted to ask, what started this journey? How'd you get here? Tell us the whole backstory with Wrestle League and where you are now.
So with Wrestle League, it's going to be 2 years in September. How I started was actually pretty insane. I wasn't even training. They hit me up. They needed women's wrestlers. And I told them, I'm like, hey, I'm still very green, but they still gave me the opportunity to just come in and show what I had, which wasn't much. But I feel very blessed for them to give me that chance, because if I didn't get that chance, I probably wouldn't have been here now, having more opportunities. So that's what started Wrestle League. They just hit me up through Messenger, I believe, and then that's how it started with that.
So I know you wrestle outside of Wrestle League. You just finished up, I want to say, a year at Phoenix Lucha Libre. Is that correct?
Yes.
So a year, that's pretty big. You said you started this about 2 years ago. What's been going on with that? How's that been?
With Phoenix, it's pretty insane. That Lucha company it draws like a lot of crazy fans. And I just say crazy because they're really into it. Not crazy because, But
that's in Texas, right?
Yeah, that's in Houston, Texas. And yeah, it's been a year. I started with them, and then that's because my tag partner, Charisma, ended up telling them about me. So that's how I got that opportunity. But since then, they've been really liking my work. They've seen my progress too. They've seen how much time I've been putting into training, and now I'm one of their top women's wrestlers there. So it's pretty cool, especially because I'm not from Houston.
Right.
I'm from Chicago, and I'm like the only Chicago girl that they get. So it just shows that my hard work is actually being, it's being shown. Like, people are realizing how much work I'm putting in to this, and being my first sport, I guess I'm not doing that bad.
I love that. I love to hear that, especially you being the only Chicagoan out there. Mm-hmm. Got to represent a little bit from out there.
Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit more. At what point did you kind of say to yourself, like, I want to do this? I'm assuming maybe some of the culture stuff, being Mexican, does that play a part in it? Is there anything that kind of came up that you were like, you know what, this is for me, this is what I want to do?
For wrestling, it's kind of like an insane story. I got into it because I wanted to prove my dad that I'm a strong individual. The thing with that's what my thought was, right? But he knew I was a strong individual. I just thought that in the long run, when I went through therapy, mental health is very important, guys. I learned that I wanted my dad to be proud of me. Sorry. So with that, he passed away a month in me training. I was training at a Woodstock area promotion company, but they didn't really teach me. So then I gave myself 2 years off, and then I came back to it with Vic Capri teaching me. And then with that, I really loved wrestling. Like, it just gave me, I don't know.
Like an empowerment?
How Eddie Guerrero said, like, it was like an addiction. It's that. It is an addiction. But in a good way, right? And it also, I want people from our culture to see that sí se puede. It doesn't matter the age. I am, in my 30s, and I started this in my 30s. So I feel that with my culture, sometimes they're like, oh, you can't do it because you're a woman. Oh, you can't do it because you're, ya estás grande. Or maybe you should settle down already. But it's kind of like, no. It's time for us to kind of believe in ourselves and do what we really want to do and make ourselves happy, So with the culture, that's what's very important is I want to see those little kids being like, I want to do this, and as long as it's something positive, okay? And go for it. You know, put that time, put that work, and just go for it. And if you fail, it's okay. People fail all the time. I wasn't, how I am now in wrestling. But I put that dedication. I go to Texas to train. I train here, so, it's like, como se dice, si se puede. So I just want to let the culture know, like the Mexicans, the Latinos, like, we're good. Somos chingones. We just have to have that courage to be like, no me importa lo que diga la gente, yo valgo y yo lo voy a hacer. So I feel with that, especially because when I was younger, it was like, oh, you can't play sports because you're a girl, you're gonna get hurt. It's a guy, like playing soccer, it's more for guys and blah blah blah. And I couldn't do any of that because
culture.
But now I just want to break that and be like, you know what? As a woman, we can do anything. We don't have to be just in the kitchen. We can do other stuff too. We can do what men do too, and even better. So.
I love that. I love all of that. That's like, especially with everything going on today in this world, that is beautiful and perfect. Yes. Now let's come back to today.
Yeah. Okay.
You are coming off a 300-plus day title reign. I think we said it was like around 344 or something like that. What was that like? That's a long time, a lot of days, putting in the work, and then you just had to, it just was gone like that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I guess men really hate women being champions, being somebody. I guess there's people being jealous, but like I said, if you don't put in that work, you're not going to get that credit. You know what I mean? And people just see me being like, oh, she's just cute. Okay, and I'm putting the work. I'm putting the work in. And JR had to just step in and take my title just because he got jealous that I was beating his girlfriend every time. So I just think that was BS.
Well, there you go. That's what that was. Okay. Last question for you. Mm-hmm. Today, we saw you turn another side. You kind of went off on one of your old friends, Maya, Muscle Mommy.
Yep.
So tell me about that. I didn't see that coming today. You brought up the chair. You made it a little nasty. What happened there?
I think I'm just tired of people underestimating me. They just think I'm this cutesy Mexican Barbie that's all I'm good for. So I'm just tired of it. Wrestle League accepted the fact that JR took my title, and they just let that happen.
You didn't get a rematch, right?
And I didn't even get a rematch. That was the most messed up part. That's what kind of got me really angry, because I'm like, how is it that I didn't get a rematch? Everyone wanted to see that, and then his girlfriend just got that. Just like that.
Man, that's something. Okay, it's understandable. It's understandable. Like I said, you caught me off guard today. I'm sure you caught Maya off guard. Was it crazy? And it was a good match, a very good match. I want to say, me personally, one of the best ones on the card today. So that was awesome. Well, thank you, Lulu. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could hear your side of the story. Like I said, shout out the wrestling friends. Cop some merch. Let us know. Shout out the Lucha Lounge and my co-host, Don Lucha. And thank you again, Lulu.
Thank you.